Hi, this is Andrea from Cupcake Princess. I'm going to show you how to make New Year cupcakes. Don't forget to check out the rest of the cupcakes in this set. Today I'm going to do the wine bottle and the wine glasses for you. You can check out the other cupcakes on my channel at Cupcake Princess, and don't forget to click that subscribe button too to see more videos as soon as they come out. Okay, so basically I'm going to start off with a regular size cupcake and I'm icing it with some buttercream. I'm just going to smooth it over with my offset spatula to create a semi-domed finish. And then I'm going to roll out some red fondant icing. Now you can find out more about fondant icing and a list of tools and materials in the video description below. So I'm just rolling it out there and using my circle cutter to cut out a disc of fondant. Now I'm just placing on top of my cupcake and then smoothing it over. Okay, now onto some green fondant. I'm just going to roll out a long section with my hands, and then I'm going to use my palette knife to cut the ends off. And that's basically the size that I want. Now I'm just rolling the almost the top part to thin it out, and then I'm going to cut off a section. And now we're getting the basic shape of our bottle. And I'm just leaving the top a little bit wider than the rest of the neck. Okay, and that's your bottle there. Okay, now moving on to some yellow fondant. Same thing, rolling out into a long sausage and cutting out two sections that are roughly the same size. And then smoothing the ends over with my fingers. And then I'm using a straw to basically push through to create the glasses. Okay, now onto the second portion, doing the exact same thing, just carefully doing it and holding the piece of fondant in place as I'm pushing it through and then pulling it out. Okay, so to create my first glass, I'm just kind of like rolling and pinching in. And then while I'm doing that, it's stretching out longer at the bottom, so I'm just cutting off the excess at the bottom there with my palette knife and then just rolling it out again. Now the bottom is quite long and it won't stand like that, so I'm just pressing it down as I'm slowly turning it here, so it's going to get shorter, and there it is, looking more like a wine glass or a wine goblet. Okay, and now just to well, what you saw me there doing is just smoothing the handle bit out and then just widening the cup out. Okay, and again doing the exact same thing to create my my second glass, just in case you missed it the first time. And if you guys are liking this tutorial so far, don't forget to let me know, throw me a comment and give me some feedback. I love reading your thoughts on my tutorials. And again, just widening the glass there. Okay, so now onto some more yellow fondant. I'm just going to cut out a long thin section there. This is just going to go on top of the bottle. So just wrapping it around and then cutting the excess off. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of yellow fondant on top just to cover the top bit. Just sticking it on with a little bit of water. And there you have it. That's the bottle so far. And now I've moved on to some black fondant. And I'm just going to cut out two thin strips, and they're just gonna well, I'm just gonna stick them on with a little bit of water and kind of crisscrossing them over each other. Okay, and like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, you can click that subscribe button and you'll be updated every time I upload new videos, and you'll be notified so you can get to see them as soon as they come out. Okay, so now moving on to some white fondant. Just rolled it out thinly, and then I'm just going to again cut out a white section. Now this is just going to form like the label at the bottom. I'm just checking it on the cupcake there. It is a little bit wider than what I wanted, so I'm just trimming the excess off. And again, just gluing it on with a little bit of water and my brush. And there you have it. Okay, now onto some red fondant. Just cutting out a tiny little section and then balling it up and then flattening that little section out, and then I'm going to glue it on to the wine bottle just to give it a little bit more detail. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some black food colouring. I'm using a toothpick here, but you can use a little brush as well. And all I'm doing here is just writing the year 2014 on the bottle. You've just got to be careful that you don't actually press too hard, because you'll actually cut into the fondant. If you do it with the brush, there's less of a chance of that happening. But most people may not have a tiny little brush lying around, so I thought I'd show you guys how to do it with a toothpick. Okay, so now I've moved on to some white fondant. I've just rolled out a really thin strip, and then I'm just gonna, well, I've cut out tiny little sections and I'm just rolling them up into tiny little balls. Okay, and the bigger ones I'm just gonna trim in half and roll them up again because I want all different sizes. And now I'm just gonna start sticking them together. Now, what I'm trying to do here is just form the tiny little, like bubbles on top of the wine glasses. And then I'm just gonna stick some more on the side as if they're like overflowing in the glasses. And there you have it. There's your cute little wine glass or champagne glass. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with my second wine glass. And basically that's it. It's just assembling the cupcake after this. And yeah, if you guys want to check out the other two cupcakes that go with this particular set, I'll be uploading them in the next few days. I'm trying to get them all up for you in time for, well, before the end of the year, so you guys can attempt to make them if you're interested. And there you have it. That's the wine bottle and the 2 wine glasses complete. Now, you can attach it by using a toothpick, but just warn people if you do that so they know that there's a toothpick in there. Or here I'm just using a thin piece of spaghetti just to stick it in. Okay, and I put a little bit of water as well at the bottom so it attaches, but because the wine bottle is quite tall, it could fall over, so that's why I put in the extra support. Now with the wine goblets or the wine glasses, I've just added a little bit of water at the bottom and then stuck it onto the cupcake. And that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and also share these tutorials if you think somebody might be interested in them. And you guys have a fantastic new year, and I'll see you next year with some more tutorials. Bye for now, you guys take care.